Alright guys, so we are here in the new Audi, and like I said, it does not start. I was doing some digging and some research online, and we have a Viper alarm system as well as a remote start system. Here is so this is hooked in directly to where the key fob sits. The key fob is stuck in the car because there's no power going to it. I didn't pull it out when we had the power hooked up, and now it is in there. It was in accessory mode. But anyway, so this relay is hooked in to the starter wire. So it is spliced into the starter wire. So if the security system is reading that it's locked or anything weird, or the remote start system, it's not going to let this relay click on and let the car start. So that is part of the issue with the no start. Also, the previous owner said that the clutch pedal, like the master slave cylinder, Audis have this issue, or these cars have this issue where the sensor that is in the master slave is not triggering. So it just needs to be a little bit longer. He gave me the new master slave cylinder for the clutch. We just have to swap that in. It's a little bit longer. It's like a factory part that someone extended. I forget what the company is called. They sell an extended version which will let the car start, and it will trigger the solenoid that needs to be triggered via the clutch pedal. Whereas my car, it has the switch inside the cabin, just right at the clutch pedal, so it lets it know that it is depressed and ready to start. This one has it built into the clutch or something like that. I don't know, still learning, but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start tracing some of these wires back and start pulling this system out of the car and hopefully solving that part of the issue. I guess so. It is quite a bit later. Still looks kind of the same down here. Just a bunch of crap. I found where it ties into the normal harness. We have an orange and a green wire, or orange and green. And then also on the harness, it is an orange and green wire, but not so cheap looking. And then just a solid orange. And I think it's hooked up to like an orange and yellow wire on the harness. And then I found two wires that go into where the ECU is sitting. So that's kind of sketchy. Hopefully it is not ruining the harness back there, but it very well could be. So yeah, we're at that point. And then also with this little relay, I went ahead and got the actual key fob thing out. I will go ahead and pull off the relay from the actual power wire to the ignition or whatever it is, and get that all cleaned up. And then everything else is basically ready to remove. We also have like this telephone looking cable connected to like a splitter thing, and that one goes up and then up this pillar and then comes out right here at the mirror. And then we also have that antenna up there. I think that one might be for the remote start. I'm assuming it's this one. It's like a 5-pin wire, and then I'm assuming it just runs up through there as well. So what I'll do is clip so this end doesn't have to travel, and then I'll just pull it down. I got this one to move, so yeah, I can just pull these and hopefully they come down with no problem, don't mess up anything inside the pillar, because I really don't feel like taking off the headliner or the pillar. And yeah. Alright guys, so we are back. It's just a mess. This stuff is such a mess. I don't know why people do this. So went ahead and pulled the relay. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. So the relay is disconnected from the harness from the car. Went ahead and kind of hard to make it look pretty, but we've got all the wires soldered up and twisted together, soldered up. We are ready for the heat shrink, which is up at the top of each wire right there. We're gonna go ahead and pull those down, heat shrink them up. We can go ahead and put the ignition back on, the ignition switch back on, and cut this, pull it through. It connects to right here, and then that is the last piece of that. And then we just have these two wires which connect. Let me get this thing down. So there's two more wires that come off of this harness right here. They go up and over, but they come out right here. So those two wires, there's an orange and green on the top, and then an orange and yellow, and it connects to, conveniently enough, an orange and green and an orange. I think it's just a solid wire that is connected to, kind of teed in. So we can pull those out. And then I believe the whole system, minus this wire that goes, I thought this was the ECU up here. I don't know. So just got to figure those two out after I get these ones done. And we'll have basically the whole system out of the car. And then, like I said, I'll pull, there's like these phone wires, and the wires getting pulled through. And yeah, getting rid of all that system. So hopefully it still works. There was one wire that was kind of interesting that I found. So it's got a ring, and it was where the ignition is. So it was reading the key to make the system either work or not work. Maybe it wasn't working and that's why the car wouldn't start. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's a guessing game. It was poorly wired in. It connected to this box, which basically has nothing in it. There's one circuit board, and then this, and there was another 6-pin plug on the other side. Yeah, I don't know. This stuff is weird. Anyway, we'll figure it out, and I'll update you guys when I get to it. So day one of working on the Audi done. So we went ahead. The system is not fully out, as you can see. We've still got all the crap hanging, but all of the wires except for what is running to that silver box up there. And if anyone knows what that is, please let me know what it is. I want to know what it is. Anyway, so all of this stuff is done. As you can see, those wires are removed. We have them heat shrinked there and soldered up. We have also this connector here. All of the wires on that connector are all figured out. Sorry, let me zoom in. So that's all fixed and figured out. Everything is connected with what it should be connected with, and we have it all heat shrunk and just ready to go. So I can go ahead and throw the ignition back in that hole right there. And yeah, not too difficult. It's not too crazy of a job. It's just annoying and tedious, and I don't like wiring, and I'm not sure if this is even going to make the car run, but I think it's better to not have two systems trying to operate the car. We'll get this thing figured out.